Hello everyone, Marty Six Insurance here, and today I'm going to do a video discussing why I believe Thawne is killing the Flash. Now, next week is another Thawne episode, but next week is going to be a Matt Lecture Thawne, and even then, I just don't care anymore. People are saying we might get a Matt Fletcher, Tom Cavanaugh team up. This kind of team up would have worked in like season 3, season 4, that era where Don wasn't a character like at all. He wasn't involved in the storylines, he wasn't involved in anything, he was just a character in there and that's it. However, now it just seems they're just using Don over and over and over again. And the reason why they're doing it is just because he's the main villain of the show, and so he has to show up in every season, which to me is just ridiculous. He doesn't have to show up in every season. I mean, like, look at the Batman movies. How many movies literally have Joker as the main villain? So you have Batman 1989, The Dark Knight, and I think that's about it to the best of my knowledge. Batman v Superman, Suicide Squad, they don't count. Near this Justice League count, just solo Batman movies. So you have the Dark Knight trilogy, the Schumacher films, and the Burton films. I think Joker's just a villain in 2 of them. Unless I'm missing another one. I have not yet watched the Batman, and I know Joker's in a deleted scene, but that's a deleted scene. It's not in a main story. But you see what I mean? Let's take a look at how many times Thawne is the villain. Okay, so he was the main villain of season 1, season 8 so far, parts of season 5. That's like 3 main seasons and then he's a villain. He also had shown up in 2, 3, 4, and 6 and 7. Literally every season. He doesn't have to do this anymore. This is a problem with Flash writers. They just think that people want to see Thawne again when they also don't listen to real criticism. If I'm being honest, here's another reason why I think every time Thawne comes, it's pointless. Have we actually learned anything new about Thawne? Aside from Armageddon, have we learned anything new? Like in season 1, did we learn anything about him in season 2, season 3, season 4, season 5, season 6, season 7? Have we learned anything new about him? The answer would be no. We have learned nothing about Thawne to a point now that you have to ask sometimes question, okay, if he's going to be on screen, are we going to learn something new? This is a problem. Because that's like saying you're going to make a movie where you have this character who's like the main villain, and you're showing him so many times. But do you learn anything about the character? And in the beginning, he's kind of set up as a mystery. Then you question more and more as to when you're going to learn more about him. And the answer is nope. You're not going to learn anything new about him. Now I know this thing where you don't know anything about the character could make some really good viewing, like in The Dark Knight. It worked with Heath Ledger's Joker. It worked in that movie. It doesn't work with Thawne. Here's the thing, people have been making theory videos for years as to why Eobard hates Barry before Armageddon. 7 years, and yet, even on Legend of Tomorrow, for a character that's shown up that many times, you kind of expect to learn about him at one point. Well, we don't learn anything new, and that's just the sad truth. That's something a lot of people are forgetting, that, oh wait, I forgot, I'm never learning anything new about his character except the same thing. In fact, I'm just gonna say the Flash is starting to get more repetitive each season. Like if you thought The Walking Dead was pretty repetitive, I'd say The Flash is more. I mean, they have Dawn every season. They never kill a character off, and they have very similar storylines. Now back in like season 4, they wasn't repetitive. They used the first 3 seasons with speedster villains. Then they tried their best to make as unique storylines, but right now it's starting to be repetitive. They just don't kill any character off until this season. Also, they have the same thing. Barry struggling against the new meta, he doesn't know how to take him down, etc. It's repetitive. I think another issue I have with Dawn is that you would never remember any of the other villains, if I'm being honest. Like, if you remember, like, if I ask you a question, who do you remember Weather Wizard? And you're gonna be like, no, I don't remember. Who is that character? I'm like, well, he was a villain in season 1, Cyber, or Goldface, or Magenta, or Dr. Rock. You're not gonna remember any of these characters. And these are characters who are far more compelling than Eobard Thawne. So you see what I mean? Another problem, or another problem I have with Dawn is that, like, is that sometimes his plans can be like, no, like I think the problem is that sometimes you have to make Team Flash look like idiots just so that Dawn is still a threat. Like currently, Dawn's in Lian Yu, right? I have not finished this week's episode, but I don't care. Dawn was locked up in Lian Yu, in an artist prison. Well, here's my question. Dawn is still a genius and a master manipulating. Do you really think that will keep him? I don't. You see, this is the problem. You have to make the characters look like they're very dumb, just so that they can have Dawn escape. Why? You know, what I would have done is put him in a meta cell which could alert Star Labs into like thing, because remember, Dawn now no longer has his speed, but him being a meta chamber cell with no powers, if he actually puts his foot on after he somehow knows how to escape, well, T-Flash can get there pretty quickly and arrest him and put him back in his cell and barricade him even more, etc. Like, that is a way more easier way for Barry to take down Dawn. Or put him in prison. In fact, there's actually some people that agree with me. Some people even say that they're so tired of his character and how the more times they use him, the less cool he gets every time. And this is literally a second time, he's the third time technically, he's a main villain now. I hope this graphic novel actually is surprisingly good, but if it's not, I might just say this new graphic novel is worse than the Forces, because at least the Forces had a unique storyline, had no Dawn, had some actual interesting characters. Yeah. And another thing I was, So that's about it. That's about my rant as to why I believe Thawne is hurting and killing the show. Um, I really wish they no longer use him. Why couldn't they just let him die in Armageddon? Like, honestly. Like, why? Why? Thawne is a bad character now. He's the most used character on the show to a point now. If you were to ask me, do you remember this character? Or if I asked you, would you remember that character? You're gonna say no. Oh, that's just how much. That's just how overused he's been. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.